The man was about to leave war-torn Nanjing, but during the farewell dinner, Japanese warplanes came. Bombs exploded everywhere. Everyone ran in all directions. The man escaped back to the factory. He ordered the gates wide open and let all the fleeing Chinese people inside. This was a German factory, but the Japanese planes still bombed it. The man then brought a huge flag. He told everyone to hide under it. Sure enough, the Japanese planes did not bomb again. The next day, the man took in many refugees who came for help. The Japanese dropped leaflets, claiming they had come to help China. Foreigners still in Nanjing, fearing for their safety, discussed creating a safety zone to protect innocent civilians. But the man believed the Japanese leaflets and thought it was unnecessary. It was only when a doctor who had just finished surgery came in and described the Japanese bombing of civilians that he finally believed. The safety committee was eventually established, and the man was elected chairman. However, the next day at the meeting, he was missing. The last ship leaving Nanjing was about to depart. The man and his wife were on the list, but just before boarding, the man stopped. He said nothing, but his wife understood his decision. As the ship left the dock, Japanese planes suddenly attacked and destroyed it. The man shouted in pain but forced himself to endure the grief and began building the safety zone. As the Japanese fully occupied Nanjing, they searched for survivors to execute. They even set up checkpoints and imposed high taxes on supplies entering the safety zone. One day, the man's Chinese driver stepped out to smoke and was forcibly taken by Japanese soldiers. The man witnessed the execution. Life in the safety zone became harder. The stored food would only last 3 more days. Even worse, the school principal was hiding several hundred Chinese soldiers. Should he hand over the soldiers to keep the safety zone stable or risk protecting them? The man struggled deeply inside. At the same time, the man, who had diabetes, ran out of insulin. He took all his savings and anonymously donated them to the safety zone. After many days of exhaustion, the man finally collapsed. The committee could only ask the Japanese for insulin. They accidentally learned that the Japanese wanted to use the hidden soldiers as an excuse to destroy the safety zone. Fortunately, journalists and diplomats from many countries were arriving in Nanjing the next day. When the Japanese came to attack, countless Chinese people blocked the gates, risking their lives to defend the safety zone. At the critical moment, the man stood in front of the civilians. Even under the threat of Japanese gunfire, everyone refused to retreat. After a tense standoff, an alarm sounded. The ships with the diplomats and journalists had arrived. Fearing exposure of their crimes, the Japanese temporarily withdrew. The safety zone won. It successfully saved about 250,000 Chinese people.